I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're speaking with author Lesley Fisher about her amazing book called Object of Balance. It's an imaginative mind that is behind this heartwarming and adventurous tale. Lesley's passion for fantasy was fostered through countless hours of reading with her two boys and playing make-believe with her numerous nieces and nephews. Now she has created a world, a journey filled with dragons and giants and lessons for readers of all ages. We're delighted to have Lesley in the spotlight today. We thank the folks at Inks and Bindings for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like her by subscribing to our channel. Lesley, thanks so much for joining us here today.
Thank you, Logan, for having me.
My pleasure. This is quite a world you have written and created. It's not just a book, it's a world. Tell us about it. Where did you get the inspiration?
Mostly my family. My family was my inspiration. My boys for bringing home lots of fantasy books. My nieces for coloring fairies with me, and my nephews for just making me believe in all the characters that I've brought to life, and just my family for helping me bring the characters to life, and not realizing that I could just write a whole novel. You
Yeah.
know, um, definitely my family.
Absolutely. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Good, strong family connections have helped you put together quite a wonderful work. The story centers around 9 fairies on a mission to save the world.
Yes, they are. It is definitely about 9 fairies that embark on a dangerous quest across their world, Andel. They must find the object before it's too late, or their world will be plunged into chaos and darkness. Father Element will cover their world in storms if they don't get this object back. So, yeah.
So it's a do or die struggle for these 9 fairies who are on a quest, who need this object of balance to keep their world intact. It's a great story. And along the way, tell the folks at home the different types of creatures they encounter.
They encounter witches and trolls and just all kinds of things like wolves and a cheetah, even, like everything you can think of.
Yep, absolutely. Who was your first reader when you were working on this? Did you give it to somebody chapter by chapter? Did you wait for it to be complete? Tell me about that.
Who is my first reader?
Yeah.
I would have to say my neighbor.
Okay.
My neighbor read it, and she was so excited. You know, um, she made me feel like my book was very good, and to continue on with it.
Yeah.
So
How long did you work on the book?
2 years.
Wow.
2 years it took me to write that book.
Amazing. Amazing. I,
Yeah.
I love the cover art as well of the book. Tell us about that. Who put that together
Um,
for you?
well, I can show you it here.
Sure. Yep.
It's very, very, very,
Beautiful.
very intricate,
Yep.
and it is very beautiful. I did get it done by Page Turner,
Hmm.
so they did a wonderful job, I think. It's
Yeah.
got the giant in it, and it's got the dragons and the fairy in it and everything. So it does have a lot of the characters on the page. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Wonderful. Wonderful. You can't judge a book by its cover, but it helps to have a
It
good
does
looking
help. Yeah.
cover. That's for sure. It's the first
Yeah.
thing people see, without a doubt. Have you envisioned this as like a huge epic Disney film or something like that?
I have. Yes, I have. Um, I would love to see I would love to see it as a movie.
Yeah.
It would be the best thing in the world to see it as a movie. Um, I can't even imagine. Even if it was a movie, that would be my ultimate,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it'd be thrilling. Could you imagine going to the theater and on the big screen, you see all of your characters, all of your imagination brought to life? I mean, that's the dream, I guess, of every writer, but I really feel that this book has that potential. It's such an imaginative tale. I would like to see it, I think, animated. I would like this
Oh
as an
yeah.
animated adventure because I think that would capture all of the magic, and animation is so good today.
Yes, I have had a lot of people compare it to Narnia.
Ah, yep, I
Narnia,
can
yeah,
see that.
and I've not had a bad review of it yet.
Great.
Um, but that doesn't mean they're out there. They're not out there. They just haven't told me any bad reviews yet.
Exactly, exactly. Well, I don't think there are any bad reviews. It's a wonderful book, and it really is for people of all ages. I mean, children will love having it read to them. Older
Yeah.
children will love reading it. And if you're a parent, I think you'll enjoy the fantasy as well.
I've had a lot of adults actually come to me and tell me they love it. A
Yeah.
lot of adults have told me that they love it.
Yeah.
So a lot of my fans are actually adults.
Yeah. Well, the
Oh,
fans today who are adults all were raised on Harry Potter. So they
yes,
all love the idea of magic existing in this world, I think.
yes.
Yeah.
Harry Potter actually and J.R.R. Tolkien are
Yeah.
probably one of the biggest impacts of my life.
Yeah.
I really, they think that they inspired me. Huge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Why did you decide to make the object of their quest an object of balance?
um, the object of balance. I needed something. I needed something to make it. I needed something for them to go after,
Mhm.
right? Um, I needed for them to be able to be heroes. I needed for all the characters to become heroes.
Mm.
I didn't want them to all be bad guys. So I wanted them all to become heroes and find something that they needed, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I wanted there to be one big bad guy
Mhm.
and find that one thing that they could get that would save them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you succeeded. There are a lot of heroes in this story, and we
Yeah.
do need heroes. Are you planning on continuing this story at all of the fairies and their world?
Actually, Object of Balance is a set.
Oh,
And
okay.
there is another book, and it's called Objects of Destruction,
Okay.
Saving Father Element. And that's when all the creatures of Andel come together and try and save their world from the one dark creature that's been plaguing their world um,
Which is the first
all this
book?
time. Pardon me?
Which is the first book?
Objects of Balance.
Hmm.
Yeah. So Objects of Destruction is the second book.
Okay. And
Yeah.
Object of Destruction, I'm sorry, I interrupted you a little bit, centers on what?
It centers on all the creatures coming together, and they find out that there's this one creature that's been causing all the problems in the first place, and they save Father Element because Father Element is the one creature that's been plaguing their world forever,
Hmm.
and they save him, and he becomes a good guy in the end.
Well, wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful. Is
yeah.
there a moral or a lesson that you hope young readers take away from your stories?
For sure. I mean, all everything is. I would have to say that
I guess good versus bad, and
good
that.
versus bad. Everything small
Mhm.
will is able to, you know,
So it's sort of like pure perseverance. The fact that these
yeah, like
fairies that,
perseverance and
yeah,
like there's a lot of perseverance in this book, and you're just able to get through things, you know.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
you just keep motoring on and you're able to get there, you know?
Exactly. No matter how big the object is, no matter what type of challenge it appears to be, whether
Yeah,
giants or dragons are getting in your way, you
that's
can
right.
persevere, which is a great lesson for sure.
Yeah.
Now, were these two books the first books you've ever written, or have you written other stories before?
I have written other stories, but these were my two first ones.
Okay,
Yeah. I
wonderful.
do have another set of books that are called the Dream Champions.
Hmm.
They're a set of three. Um, they're about a boy. Um, well, they're not, the first one's about a boy who has nightmares and he ends up fighting them in the real world. Um, and the second book is also about another character that ends up fighting her nightmares in the real world instead of in the dream world.
Hmm.
It's quite the scene, anyways.
Well, you've got quite an imagination. You have created a captivating world. The name of the book is called Object of Balance. It is written by Lesley Fisher. It's a story of 9 little fairies who are out to save their planet. And the adventures they get into are ones that you and your children will remember for the rest of your lives. And along the way, you'll pick up some good morals, some good values, and some good lessons. Lesley, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you for having me, Logan.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time. This time, until next time on Spotlight.